so I'm not sure why so much of it is gone already, but
Yeah,
Rebecca and I, we sat and talked about it for a while. The other part was the arts and culture grants, that there's 65 million there, that what we're gonna apply for. It appears that I
I'm ready, am I?
Ready? Let's do the pledge to flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please come to order. You representing the ball,
Yes.
the baseball people, and the
Yes.
soccer.
Baseball and softball, yes.
Oh, that's.
Yeah.
It's called meeting to order, and we'll. Is Greg coming?
Greg said he was going to be a little bit late, so I guess we'll just note that he's not here yet. And note that Kyle's absent.
The minutes from last meeting are, wow, December 16th, or we'll take a quick look at those and we'll approve those. Any questions, comments? And motion that the meeting, the minutes for the December 16th meeting will be approved. Sharon makes that motion. And you said the second?
Yeah. Okay.
All in favor, say aye. Okay. You want me this copy to be your signed copy?
Sure. Kyle submitted those. I guess I'll sign them.
Okay. Dearborn County Foundation grant for the pickleball and basketball court plans. What's the update on that?
I don't really have much of an update, but since it's kind of our big project for the year, I just thought kind of I'll keep it on the agenda in case anything comes up. But nothing really new to report since our last meeting. Everything's on my knowledge is still, looking at a May start date. We're kind of wrapping up in July, so.
And thank you for following up with the Wismans too, because,
Did you already take care of that?
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you talk to them since? Did they have any more questions?
I just told her that there was a meeting tonight, and that I would bring it up, and then she ended up sending me the same information you sent me.
Okay.
So they're good. Point being, for Say Soccer, we don't start until the fall, but there's a couple of Tempest teams that the Wismans run, that will actually play in the spring. So I just wanted to make sure with all that going on that they'd have access to those fields and everything, but they're reassured them that it should be fine.
Yeah, I think
There won't be any construction
So there might-
machinery in the way.
They might be stuff in the corner, they might lose a ball over on the construction side, but I don't think it should be, I don't think it should prevent them from playing.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep.
All
If
right.
there's-
Anything, any other old business? No, we'll just go on and.
So as you all probably know, Dillsboro Main Street, they are hosting an Easter egg hunt at the community park. We don't get a ton of requests, but like I said, we don't really have that, like a real formal process for using stuff, so I just kind of suggest just take it to the park board, that way we can document it, and if someone wants to use the park for a special event, that we have some process, so just kind of passing that along on behalf of Main Street. They would like to use the park for the Easter egg, and I can pull those dates up here too, actually.
Calendar.
For 20 weeks.
March 28th, and it looks like it's from 11 a.m. to 12:30. They got 4 different age groups. Yeah. I guess I would just be looking for a motion and a vote to let them use the park that day.
Can we have a motion to approve that?
Are they having vendors set up and stuff? Is that what's happening?
I'm not
Egg hunt,
just,
and I know they asked us to serve some type of refreshments or
Oh.
food. We initially were thinking about doing donuts, because Cammy had initially told me 10 a.m., but now that it's like 11 to 1, we were thinking maybe hot dogs or something,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
But other than that, I think it's just kids, honey and eggs and basket giveaways and things like that.
We got a lot of good support, business support for that.
Yeah. It kind of seems like it's growing as they're getting more donations too, so.
That's great.
We need a motion.
You need a
I'll
motion
do
to approve that.
A motion to approve.
And
Straight
a
up.
second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passed. Okay.
Now, the way that they asked about this was just to call you out and say, hey, we wanna do this, and is that okay? And instead of people having to call you up and ask, we should have some sort of method for people to request
Mhm.
use of the park.
Yeah, I mean, we have a form for like private events, but the public ones,
Right,
I'm not aware that anything exists formally.
right.
So yeah, I mean, it's a matter of how do we want to go about that? Do we want everything to come before the park board? Do we, I assume if it's a public event, probably.
Just for scheduling issues, like if somebody said, if they called me and said, can we do the Easter egg hunt? And said, yeah, go ahead, and then somebody else comes along and says, well, we were gonna do this.
Well, and then, so I had mentioned possibly a calendar on the website.
Yep.
Just if someone else, like if the Easter egg signs up, then other people could see, oh, that's going on, I can't have my kid's birthday party there, that'll be weird, you know, in a way, but.
Well, I think the forums actually created those a couple of years ago are more specific to like the Dillsboro Park and like actually renting out the shelters. I don't know that there's a forum that's just like, hey, we're gonna be in this space free of charge. It's just the space, right?
Right,
So you could probably alter that form slightly just to officially note the dates
Right,
or
but I
whatever.
mean, if someone's doing like a shelter, we're not making them wait and go before the park board.
That's
You
true.
know, so that's the thing that's like, I don't know if we want to do.
I think if there was a form, and it was maybe online, or they just call the office and say, how do I reserve the park? You say, here, I'm emailing you the form, send it back.
Right.
And then you could email it to the rest of the board, and we all say, yeah, that's good, and then put it on the calendar.
Right.
You're talking about the calendar on the town's website, or?
I think Jacinda's talking about creating a new one just for like park events and.
Well, yeah.
Well, I
Track
guess
that.
it might depend on what they're wanting to do there. 'Cause I guess there could be something that's like, ooh, I don't know, that could be a liability or something, you know?
That's another thing
I
too.
wanna set up a half pipe for these skaters.
Right,
Right.
right, or something that might.
We want BB
You know,
gun.
Really dig for
something.
treasure in the park, I don't know, like, what?
Might be questionable groups too, or.
True. So we need to, why, I'll tell you what, why don't you, if you get time, send out the form that we have now to all of us so that we can look at that and say, okay, how could we change that?
Yep.
And then before the next meeting, we can all look at that and have ideas.
And the form's not as much the problem, I think, as the process that we just gotta think about what we can do. But I'll definitely send that out and we can just talk, just something to think about. Like I said, there's not a ton of stuff that comes up, you know, maybe a couple a year. But this is a new one, so I just definitely. want to-
And if we're not ready for it, it will come up.
Yes, you're right.
If we're prepared, maybe it'll never happen.
So we'll continue this at the March meeting and we'll get a form drafted and the current form.
Is there a calendar on the website now?
There is, but it's honestly not.
Hi, we made it.
Hey, I was saying, I'm looking
From the
at-
boss?
It's more Main Street
Straight
stuff.
from basketball.
Ooh, how's basketball going?
It's not, is it on the Dillsboro.in
Or it
or?
might just be the.
I'm not finding.
I see the form on the website, I don't, necessarily see. Not in the park section.
We added like some free add-on calendar to ours. I can share you with you what the thing was.
Yeah.
Might even say it on our website, I'm not sure.
It's in the park.
It's pretty easy.
Just the widget that goes on.
Yeah.
I've done it before, so I know it's possible. It's not too terribly difficult.
Do we have any other public events like this that happen?
Main Street puts on stuff, Civic Club puts on stuff,
The
so I
library
think it's,
uses it.
and Main Street, Cammy, Main Street's been the one that's kind of helps organize it, so
Right.
honestly, she'd probably be the one that would maintain it, and update it.
And, yeah, those are the library,
Mhm.
the car show,
Car
or something.
Heritage Festival.
Well, even, and that would be, we could even get tournaments and things like that out too. When they have tournaments, then we can put those on the calendar, knowing there's gonna be tons of people there, so people could look and say, oh, well, there's something going on at this.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that would be nice addition. I don't know.
All right, so,
Yeah, so I'll just. I think we all agree that'd be something nice to have, so we'll kind of just work on that and we'll keep you updated. If you guys have suggestions or anything in between now and the next meeting, it's just let me know, and you're with me, we can figure something out. The next one's just kind of a FYI update too. So back in 24, we applied for a grant from the Land and Water Conservation Fund for the performing arts stage at the green space. Last year with the governor changed, and a lot of changes at state and federal level, they didn't offer that. They did let us know, it was last week sometime, I believe, that they are pushing that out again for 2026. I think it was a July application timeline. I can share the plans with you all from what we put together, just if you just kind of refresh your all's memory, if it might be new to some of you. But my plan would be to, talk to council about this, make sure they're still willing to, support financially the efforts, because it's a grant between $250,000 and $1 million. It's a 50-50 match. So obviously it still is a pretty substantial match. But I mean, we've got a lot of work already done. So like I said, it's just a matter of making sure everyone's still financially committed.
the Civic Club had committed.
The Civic Club committed $100,000. So when I last checked with Tim Heitmeyer, I think he's the president now. He said their commitments unchanged.
Okay.
So just want to keep that on your radar. And like I said, I'll send the plans and what we got together from last time. And so as long as I think the council is willing to support it somewhat financially, and even the park board to a lesser extent. I mean, our budget's kind of like $30,000-$40,000 a year, but still, if you're matching it plus with the Civic Club, just keep that in mind. And this is federal dollars, so it's a long timeline. I mean, I think it was probably, I would assume like 2028 type construction type stuff. That one. So
Is the T-Mobile grant separate from that though?
the T-Mobile one's separate. I was originally going to talk with you all just about that one as a potential lower, like a smaller scope for the stage, and maybe see what your all's thoughts were on that. But they're nearly impossible to stack because there are such different timelines. Like T-Mobile is apply, I think, in end of March, and you have to be wrapping it up like in 12 months. They want the money spent.
So we could,
What's the amount on the
That
T-Mobile one?
was 50,000,
Could we do the bathrums?
not for 50,000.
50,000. Well, I didn't know if
seems
it was
like you
matching
should be.
component or something, right? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
oh
Was there, there were gonna be I can't remember what the end plan was, that there were gonna be some shelters
my. There
along the
was gonna
side?
be a
Is that-
shelter on the side, bathrooms and the stage. Yeah.
Pull up what we got.
And a splash pad.
And a splash. And that was over $1 million.
I think it was 1.3.
Crazy.
It is.
$1,000,000?
Just a million.
I just wanna borrow it for a little while.
We'll pay you
I
back.
got 600.
Well, that's a start.
Almost there.
I know if we did it, we want to do it right, and I know Ed came and talked to us about the stage and lighting and all that, and sound systems and everything, but it was pretty grand.
It was great, but at one point, the Civic Club said, basically, we don't need sound. We don't need the sound system, we would hire that as needed. And so that wouldn't be part of, there would be, it would have to be built into it to accommodate lights and things like that, so, but there would not be any sound built into the stage or as a part of it, because that was a Civic Club's kind of thing, that we would do it, we'd go ahead and hire that as needed, which makes it,
I just didn't know if it could be downsized a little bit,
that's what I'm thinking.
you know, for our town. I'm not saying we don't deserve it, and we don't want something, you know, the best, but maybe we could kind of look at it a little bit.
I know when we started the scoping process, the Civic Club was real big on low maintenance. They wanted steel and masonry. I mean, they continue to reiterate that. So I think that drives up the cost when they want to stay away from, you know, wood framing. So, but if they're willing to commit $100,000 and, you know, we go for a $50,000 grant, I mean, $150,000. At that rate, I would think you could probably put a simpler stage together. I would hope.
I don't know what Versailles paid for theirs, but they don't have a lot there. I mean, it's
No.
not, you take away all of the other amenities to it, the play areas and all that, it's just the stage. There's not a
Just
lot
kind of like a
there.
few steps up and up.
Yeah, it's a couple steps,
Yeah.
a railing there, and then 2 posts holding up a roof.
I know the
That's
size,
nice.
the size was another one, you know, their thing is, we want a stage that's capable of supporting national acts.
Yeah.
It's gotta be 40 by,
It was
60,
a
whatever
very
it
large,
was.
it was a very large stage.
so that's kind of what they're saying for our support, this is what we want. I mean, that's how I understood it.
And that's still all there wants since the Civic Club has had changes recently.
When I spoke with Tim Heitmeyer,
Okay.
just after I found out about this, he said their commitments, their financial commitments unchanged.
Well, good.
So
I do believe that we could work with somebody and say, okay, what can we get for the money that we think we might have?
Right.
Instead of what would be cool.
but so this is kind of what our, engineered estimates were. And this was from July of 24. There's almost $100,000 just for the site work and putting in some of the utility stuff. They had almost 600,000 for, so they've kind of lumped them together. So they got the pavilion stage at 250, the lighting and sound system at 50, and the restrooms at 280. The splash pad was 135-ish.
So as a group here, taking from your comment that what can we do piecemeal, what would go first? We have what's the splash pad last?
Yeah.
We have the stage, which would be used. We have the restrooms, which would be used, and then there was a pavilion area with some shelter.
I think people are happy just to bring their chairs and, you know,
Yeah.
all that stuff. I would feel like that's kind of,
The pavilion kind of
Yeah.
idea, it's just not
Splash pad
necessary.
pavilion.
The
kind of
stage
put
and the
aside.
bathrooms would
Stage,
be your.
Yeah.
I would bathrooms before,
You think bathrooms before
Yes.
stage, or bathrooms before pavilion?
I mean, I guess there's no point in putting bathrooms before stage, but yeah.
Well, I don't
Before the
know though,
pavilion.
because even now, if they bring that portable stage in and out, there's still nowhere for people to go to the restroom, so it's, you know,
They have
for
to
me,
hire-
restrooms before
We have
stage.
to hire that in too.
Can't, yeah, is not even an absurd thing in my mind.
Right,
If the whole thing will happen.
right.
Could,
Of course, you could always
But I think
say,
no
where's the
matter,
restrooms?
yeah, no matter what happens
No
there, I
matter
think
what
restrooms would be nice to
yeah.
have.
Well,
well, and if they're built the way they want them to be built, couldn't those also become like a community, like storm shelter? Say, like for the people who live in town, we're having a bad storm, they don't have a basement, they don't have a safe place to go, could that work as a spot?
I think we talked about at one point it having some storage for the stage stuff.
Yeah.
We talked about at one point it was gonna be built into the backside of the stage and then maybe restrooms, I can't remember where it landed, but.
So this is what the restroom facility landed on, so there was men's, women's, family with a kind of open-ended shelter on the one end, similar to, I guess, kind of like the soccer,
Mhm.
and then the storage.
Okay.
And that was kind of with some understanding for the mechanical stuff for the splash pad could potentially go there. Because there would be pumps and such associated with that.
And that was $300,000
That,
of the plan.
I think it
Was
was
it?
just shy of it, yeah.
Well, if you do the bathrooms first, but you still have to have the site work done, right? Like
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. So that's
So you
on top
got
of that,
another
281.
100,000 on top of it, and what about like utilities?
That was included with the site work.
Site work, okay. So just to put bathrooms in, you're talking about 400.
I don't know that. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Bring in the porta potties.
This is just an engineer estimate. I can tell you it's a federal grant process that always complicates the process, always drives up the price substantially.
Mhm.
We have this.
We have bids.
They're trying to guess on a price for something that's 3 years away from happening.
Yeah.
Because, so they always are protecting themselves
Sure.
and their estimates too.
Yeah.
So take it with a grain of salt.
In defense of the restroom idea, Lawrenceburg doesn't have really good restroom facilities. They still bring in the portables. So Madison has a really nice downtown restaurant facility. Rising Sun has a nice downtown restaurant facility. Rising Sun doesn't have much tourism, but they were ready for it because of that. I mean, it's there. It's kind of a shame that Lawrenceburg doesn't. You know, they'll have 3,000 people there in front of that stage and 18 or whatever portables.
Yeah.
Bring in every week, or I guess they're all summer.
Yeah.
Is there anything in that new, like, pavilion they put up for the, with the ice rink is right now? Is there restrooms?
There's restrooms.
Yeah, there are
Is
restrooms
there?
there
Okay.
now.
Yeah, so that might be,
Yeah,
That might be.
I mean, that's
the
the
answer
answer
to
to
that.
that.
yeah, because we went to this one.
Really should restrooms up.
So what thoughts do we have? Where do we go? Like you said, if we do the Land and Water Conservation Fund, that's would be a couple of years just.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the home run, that we, ask council to get behind it and continue supporting it. We go for this grant that's a 3-year process. I think the other option would be talk to our engineers or another engineer and say, hey, this is really, we're looking for something at a lower budget, and see if we can look at some alternate plans that, are closer to that, 250,000 for one,
Well, another question would be too, that's the engineer's estimate on the cost. We didn't bid that out. And
Correct.
are there contractors locally that we could go to and say, oh, this is what we got. What can you do? And again, within the Civic Club constraints that they don't want maintenance on it. Of course, they're not really gonna take care of it.
I wondered that,
That just dawned on me. They're not gonna do the maintenance. But and I'm not saying a pole barn, but there's gotta be a way to put something up that's not, a concrete pad and something holding up a roof.
I've seen some simple, effective stages.
It should
You
be.
know, and if it's a matter of every 5 or 10 years, paying a contractor to put stain or paint on it, it's gonna save us a couple $100,000.
I also, think, is the site work that, you know, is there that much that has to be done? Of course, we were talking about the splash pad being a part of that, so there's a lot of underground work for that.
Yeah.
So land conservation, that's the big one that you could potentially get a lot of this done if you got a large
Yes.
number of that. But the T-Mobile you said was 50,
Yes.
and so if you had a chunk of something that was 50, could you do, I know that timeline wise, they don't match up, but is there anything that we can do with the T-Mobile first that fits that? Cause it doesn't seem like it.
I think that's what we're trying to find
I don't
out.
think there's
Yeah.
anything small enough.
The site work is all too expensive.
I think,
to do.
I can't remember, I probably shouldn't even guess, but I thought, I was told that the Civic Club pays like $40,000 for that temporary stage every year, so I mean, it's
Oh, wow.
it's a lot just for
Oh, that's why
that,
they're
so that's why they're
offering
willing to do 100.
For the homecoming.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt that.
yeah,
Mhm.
So if they had something that was already there, it has to be that big.
right.
Mhm.
I don't know if it has to be that high. I don't know, that's a big
Yeah,
structure. I don't know.
and I
Even
think
like
we
a
can-
concrete situation with like 3 steps up, you know what I mean?
And really, Lawrenceburg doesn't have a whole lot more than that. It's a big piece, but it's just a stage with poles that hold up a roof.
But then theoretically, if they gave us, if Civic focus is 100K, we get the 50, you could do the site work and the stage, right? You just wouldn't have,
Then we have to match
Bathrooms.
the land and water conservation grant though too.
I think you're
Oh.
saying if you don't do
if you
it,
don't,
get
if you don't
that,
get land and water,
Oh,
you can do
yeah.
those two. But then, okay, so then if you do get land and water, you have to match, I see. So you want the 100 to go to
I mean, you
that.
might be able
I
to get
see.
something from the Dearborn Community Foundation.
so I don't know that we need an answer tonight.
No,
Yeah.
but
Definitely be thinking about it. I'll ask around, maybe see if I can find some local contractors that. The thing is too, I don't know too many people that are building stages. You know, it's larger construction contractors that are doing that sort of thing.
so we're talking possibly cranes and things like that instead of just your normal
I think it's
construction tools.
custom fabricated steels and stuff. that they're- yeah. So. So I'm not sure right now, I guess like I said, I'll see maybe I have some lower options and I'll look at cheaper options. And then I'll talk with council and see if they are interested in the larger land and water conservation. one.
Okay. Sounds good.
Is there anything we could do with T-Mobile at the park?
Possibly. I don't know.
Well, I
Basketball.
I had mentioned to you the ARP Livable Communities one, and I thought maybe we could talk about those both for a second, because with the livable communities, it's really about like trying to help people like maintain their independence and really be able to get around in the community and that sort of thing. And I know at one point we mentioned like around the walking path, maybe putting some like exercise equipment on there that like older adults can use and things like that. So I thought that might be something you could apply for through the livable communities. And then you might be able to do something else with the T-Mobile grant. I know how many times have we talked about nets and that sort of stuff. Your light project, you know, could you get another set of lights out there? So that might be a good use for the T-Mobile grant.
We can do 2 fields of lights
For 50.
and then our continuing bingo for the other field and get all 4 done.
Yeah.
Which would be nice, but the netting's a great idea to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think. In a couple weeks. I think
Also,
it
there's a
was-
light save you money. you can, you know what I mean, start saving more. The earlier you get those replaced, the better, then you've got, you know.
Right.
I think it was quotes was the big one with the T-Mobile. I don't think it seemed too terribly difficult. They said it was quotes and then the timeline was the challenge.
March.
I think it was. Yeah, so I mean, really, we'd have to start putting stuff together and be ready to about approve it at our next meeting.
And we'd have to have plans ready to go.
I don't know that the T-Mobile had a ton of, I think they wanted to estimate. But I don't think it was too terribly, like a whole lot with the plans.
Well, and if it's the lights, we already have
I have the
yeah,
quotes for
all
those
that
already.
information,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, that's already.
The groundwork's
Yeah.
already been done.
Nothing to more stuff to do.
Does it have to be a 501c3 or anything?
I think it's cities and towns.
Go down one. May not be used for engineering and architectural plans with these salaries or annual operating expenses. Employees.
There you go, nonprofits too.
Less than 50,000. Yeah. That's what I think you should do with that. Do the lights.
That makes sense.
I'm in favor of that. It's okay to,
Yeah,
if it's not being selfish.
I mean, I just don't think, you can't do the bathrooms, you can't, I don't think, it's not realistic
I
to
mean,
do,
it's worth a try.
Piecemeal.
Why let the money go
right?
if it's available?
And the other thing we can get serious about is getting the net books again also to know,
Yeah,
because even if we did
and be
lights,
ready for
then
something too.
bingo could help.
Yeah.
For netting, you know, because we
Yeah.
know that's our other.
we finish out our lights, it's looking at like 40,000. For the other 3 fields, because we've already done the one.
Sure.
It's done, but
So that would be all of it then.
yeah, that would be every field relit, LEDs, which would be,
Have you done a
Cost
cost,
efficient.
a cost savings estimate on that? It's gotta be huge.
They're
yeah.
worked up a little bit,
Yeah, we
Yes.
looked at it a little bit last year,
just taking the,
because there was a couple $100 our electric bill increases during the season,
Okay,
and it jumps up to close to 500.
that's for the park.
yes, so it wasn't crazy,
Right.
but it was 500 to 1,000 is what I remember.
Yeah. I don't know if the baseball is interested in, you know, want to share some documents and kind of help coordinate it.
Does everybody agree on that?
Bring it.
You're applying for a grant for the exercise equipment around the trail.
I'm just throwing that idea out there, I just saw that
For
livable
the
communities
AARP
grant.
one.
Mhm.
Yeah, no one else looking at that. It seemed a lot about like sidewalk ADA improvements, but
There's 3 different categories that you can request things in. I don't know, I watched a whole webinar on it. I mean, I think it's something that will be applicable. Creating vibrant public spaces, parks, open spaces, community amenities. And I think obviously AARP speaks to your older, you know, population, and so I think that's something that tries to keep them active, it's at the park.
That
You
makes
know,
sense.
I feel like it's a
yes.
perfect fit.
Yes.
you know, it would make sense around the pickleball court too, to have something
Yeah.
older active related around.
And that's one of the things that like can kind of bolster your grant application too, is like, we already have this plan. Here are all the things that we have in motion, you know what I mean? And so then they're like a part of something bigger, which I think is helpful too. And it, you know, that was just something that I could think of that AARP might specifically want to support. I know something we mentioned in the, did it make it as a final thing in our 5-year plan?
Is that the,
The like exercise equipment around the,
there was
I
something.
know it was mentioned, I don't
There
know
was
if it made the
something,
final.
I don't know.
It'd be good to be able to show that if it's
Do you
in there.
remember the timeline on this application for this AARP one?
It's quick to,
Is it-
Yeah.
it's like the first week in March.
March.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
I was
but
gonna say,
again, I mean,
if it's.
it might be a matter of buying stuff, equipment.
Mhm.
If you guys are interested in looking at something like that, I mean, we don't have to move our meeting up in March.
Oh, yeah.
If this is about walkability, would it fund the walk path from the parking lot to the pickleball?
Maybe.
I think it's,
Or can we not?
I think
piecemeal it
for
like that?
2,500, I think that was another like $100,000 expense.
Oh, okay.
So from what,
That's the capacity building. There's 3 different types of grants. One is, I wish I had my other phone here, sorry. Do you have that email I sent you?
yeah, that is.
There's 3 different types of grants. That capacity bid is not the one. There's, I think it's like up to 50,000 maybe.
So there's flagship, which is public places, transportation, housing, digital connections, disaster relief. That's from a few hundred to 15,000. Okay, so yeah, you're right. Demonstration grants, that's the pedestrian safety, high-speed internet, housing, design. And that's 10 to 20,000.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, pedestrian safety.
I think we can make it fit by saying that, you know, we're increasing their,
The ability.
the
the
ability to
access
get
the-
around and, you know,
To the
and having it in the park and all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
And around the path that's already there and. You know.
The flagships and open call.
I think that was a due date. on the email too, but-
Must be completed by December of 26. Yeah, you got the applications due March 4th, 5 p.m.
So it's a couple weeks turnaround. We don't have any quotes on the equipment
We
yet.
don't have any numbers, you know.
Oh, well. I mean, are these like yearly or they just pop up every once in a while, these grants?
This one is annual. Sometimes they change their like focus a little bit, but it is an annual grant, so you could keep it in mind for future. or whatever. Be ready for it next year.
Mhm.
I guess if you guys will look into it and find something that might be applicable, we can certainly get together, or we can schedule a meeting if we need to, you know, approve something and put an application in.
Sounds good.
You have ideas of what kind of things you're gonna put on that, what kind of equipment or what kind of guidelines or, you know, what's.
It's just something we mentioned a while back. I don't know that I don't know that I know any specific
Mhm.
like manufacturers, or I don't even know where
That's
to
what I was gonna say,
begin.
like where to.
Yeah, I don't even know where to
Where do we
begin at this
start?
point, but,
It's more of the emphasis on fitness. You know, if you say, okay, it's not a walking track anymore, it's got, you can stop here and
Yeah,
there's a chin-up bar or
Yeah.
something, or even if it was just placards that said stretch before you walk.
I
or
mean, I
something
can
like
try to
that.
look around and see if I can get some pricing and maybe try to pull something together, but I'm just working on several grant things for work too, so.
Not,
Have you
not,
ever
not for this
seen a
one.
walking path
Like
with something
rounding.
like this?
Rising Sun.
Yeah.
Do they
Rising
have-
Sun has all the little stations.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
If you go like back to their soccer fields and baseball fields, like every 10th of a mile, they have something you can do.
I'm from, I mean, I can
Oh, so
start
there's one
asking
here
people
saying
that I
like
know in Rising Sun, like, hey, who was in charge of this project, and
They've had it
see if
for a
I can
long
find
time.
out where the equipment came from, just to get a
Yeah,
It's been there a long
and maybe
time.
they, I'm sure
Start
they would
on
have had to
it.
get a
What-
few
what-
quotes, maybe they've got some,
Oh, no, I was.
you know, info they can pass along.
There's one in here.
So
We
my
were having like
aunt's
a
great
2-week
friends with
turnaround, so we
Ray,
like,
Gibson, who does a lot for that town, so I
Yeah.
can start with her and
okay,
she'd probably get me to the right person.
Thank you, thank you.
yeah.
It's good to have context.
Yes.
I mean, I'd be happy to try to help pull it together if we, you know, if we can get the information, I just.
She mentioned the
Spread.
accessibility, the paths to go from the shelter to the pickleball courts. We
Yeah.
already have that amount, don't we?
No,
Oh, okay.
so the pickleball courts is just gonna be pickleball courts, and that's gonna be the sidewalk kind of to the, like connecting the corner.
Okay,
Yeah, that was the sidewalk to the shelter was one of the alternates that
okay,
we didn't select because of funding.
okay.
Yeah.
At this time.
Right,
It's
right.
like stage 2 sort of thing.
But maybe next year, if that is still available, I don't know if we can do a sidewalk for 25,000, I think it costs, but
I can tell, what we paid at the, on the other side by the playground, by the baseball fields, I think that was around 12 to 15,000
okay.
for that amount of work. And using the community foundation is usually a lot easier, because we can use local contractors and not as strict, so that's,
Gotcha.
yeah, something potentially for around that same price, and we could do another community foundation grant for that other sidewalk at a later point.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're definitely planning around that. Okay,
You're already getting in touch
If
with
all else fails,
somebody.
like, I'll,
Yeah.
if all else fails
Yeah.
with the ARP, I give a plug for support and catch right.
okay, that's good. Yeah, you guys could put a park bench over there with the advertisement on it. Yeah. I think we're all in support, I mean, if we can get something together to put, that will.
We just can't have it by March 4th.
Yeah, like I said, if we are able to, if we think we can make it work, I guess I might bug you guys about moving our meeting up in March. Because our regular meeting falls on the 10th,
Mhm.
and that's so the Wednesday prior would be the 4th. So we might have to move it up to that first week.
Oh, okay.
We'll follow up if we can get anywhere with it.
Yeah, if you can get me a contact on ASAP, I could possibly pull it together for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
We talked about, I don't know if it was an email, if we talked about it at the last meeting, but I had the pickleball rules for opening as a note for the agenda. And maybe that was just, I don't know if you said that, Tom.
We were talking about it one time. I'm just, if we, hopefully this summer we have pickleball courts and somebody says, okay, what are the rules? How do do you have to reserve a court, that sort of thing? Maybe we're we're posting something there on a permanent sign that says, if somebody else wants to play, you have to quit after 30 minutes or whatever, an hour or whatever, just, you know, so that people won't start complaining about it.
Right.
We weren't
Right.
ready for it. The other thing, I thought if somebody wanted to start a lesson or something like that and to have introduced it, maybe have a seminar one Saturday or something and say, this is how you play, and anybody that's interested, go get your equipment and sign.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to talk to some of the other communities around and see, like, how did you get this up? And like, I know Madison's got, is really into big pickleball and things like that. See what they did to kind of
Are
get it
there
off the ground.
pickleball courts in Lawrenceburg?
Yes.
There are.
Inside, I know they play in the gym at the community
At the
center.
community
I'm not
center.
sure if there's outside courts. There's outside courts at the YMCA in Batesville.
That's right.
They play at Aurora, I think.
Are there
Inside.
some in Aurora and that, what's down there by like the basketball courts? Yeah, like if
Oh,
we're
is there
looking at the
some down
football
there?
field to the left side.
Those are pickleball courts.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
There are
Aurora does have
some
some.
Yeah.
too.
And I don't feel like, cause I was down there last year, Dawson played football, I don't feel like there's any like signage, it's just kind of like a
That's what I
first
thought
come,
too.
first
In
serve
my mind, I couldn't think of any
basis
signage
type
they have.
thing,
Right.
yeah.
Greendale just modified theirs to pickleball. The tennis courts back there by the pool in the cabin, those were changed to pickleball, but I haven't been since they've been changed.
Well, I'll do some research on that, and see what other communities might need to do.
At the very least, I do think it'd be good to have a sign up.
I just, you know, oh, and well, we're gonna have to have signage that says funded by the Dearborn Community Foundation anyway, so.
Mhm.
That would be a start. We'll look around and see what, I'll see what I can find online. And
I did bookmark some
Something hard to
leagues
do.
that list courts, so I don't know if we want to put our courts on their list as available places to play. So.
just in case somebody's playing across America or something.
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
there's Cincinnati leagues, like
Yeah.
leagues in the
Mhm.
general area, but they're not close. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
but then maybe somebody would look and say, oh, let's start a league over in that court.
Mhm.
Kind of, here there. So if that's something we wanna do. We can put it in there.
I can keep that on the agenda too, 'cause I do think it's good just to keep thinking about
Keep
it.
discussing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look at it.
The only other thing I had, and I think we may have talked about this before, and I can't remember what we've settled on, but we were talking internally with the town employees about the park fence. We were looking at, you know, ways that we can improve it aesthetically, so it's not just a bare spot of dead grass from the weed spray. And we kind of had two ideas we were kicking around. We got like this black shale rock that was some kind of landscaping rock, I think, over at the sewer plant. We've talked about putting that down just so it's something more than just that dirt. The other option was removing it. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I'm trying to get
The
there.
white fence.
The white fence,
Fences
yeah.
around the sucker, oh,
Well, if we add that parking on whatever street that is at some point, it'll either go or have to be moved anyway, right? So I don't think you're gonna wanna put money into putting
Mhm.
anything down. I mean, I don't know, who knows when that happens, that's probably.
Which side was the parking gonna be added on this
There.
one?
Right.
We
Oak
talked-
Street?
We talked about both on Oak, and it was gonna be parallel parking, so it wouldn't necessarily interfere with the fence.
Yeah, we talked about just having a couple of spaces where it was open to walk through. Okay, so that might actually be.
So I didn't know if you guys had hard feelings one way or the other about keeping the fence. I mean, that would prevent us from having to spray it, there wouldn't be a dirt spot, we just didn't know over it. Or if you had concerns if we did try to put some sort of, you know, landscaping type rock around.
So the fence is more or less decorative as it is. It doesn't keep anybody out.
I can tell you there's arguments to say that it prevents people from driving on the trail. You know, I've heard people say that.
It probably does prevent people from just pulling right in there and parking like on soccer nights when it's super busy. That does stop people from just driving.
My
for
my
sure
worry
there,
about the
but-
fence is it's plastic and it has a life. And it's probably been there, 10 years now? Yeah. I'm afraid that at some point it's just gonna start breaking down and we're gonna have to take it all out at once instead of trying to repair it. 'Cause I think people would repair it.
There's already some sections I know that's.
I was gonna say, honestly, I'm
Exactly.
surprised that there's not some sections broken behind those fields right there, because the amount of times kids have to crawl through them.
Yeah,
Their
yeah.
balls.
I was thought they should take out a couple sections.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
Yeah.
and run out and get the ball.
Mhm.
We could do that. As far as I'm concerned, it's the park, and you guys are the park.
It's a possibility we could, there are certain, especially right behind the goal there, if you want to take out a section. So that somebody can run through. I don't want to be running under the street.
Or even on this side, along the trail, people park there during fall
Yeah.
tournaments and stuff. And that way, took out a couple sections. They could get on the trail instead of walking up the road. It's not that busy or anything, but I like the fence. That's my barn over there. And I really like the look of the fence with my horses and stuff, but
It looks good
Yeah.
at this point.
it does.
I do think it does prevent people from pulling up on that walking trail though.
Yeah.
Because there are sections over on our ball field side where we have parking and then it's the trail, and I don't know how many times Officer Katie has had to come over and tell people, you have to move your vehicle off of the trail, because they will still
Yeah,
pull right up on the
at
trail.
tournament time,
Yes,
closing day,
yes,
every
yeah.
time, and I
Yeah.
think, I would agree, I think the same thing will happen, because they go along there now, they'll just
Do we
start using
need
that, but
parking signs? Is that?
Well,
We have
don't-
no parking signs on the ball side.
We do already.
Doesn't always prevent that.
wonder.
Is the goal there to save your guys' work or aesthetics or both?
Both. And I mean, because even with the landscaping rock, we're probably still gonna have to spray it, it's just.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to mow it all.
I think the landscaping rock would look nice.
Is that something you
We
already
have
have?
something that's sitting around at
You
the
already
sewer
have.
plant.
Okay.
Oh, you have it, okay.
Yes.
I'd say have at it. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Just say
Yeah.
put it around the post?
Yes,
Okay, so you're not saying, I
no.
was imagining the whole fence coming down and putting black.
Just
rock
where
on
they
the side.
spray it with weed
That's
killer,
weird.
like under the
Just
fence.
like
you can-
line
I
it
see what you're saying,
underneath,
yeah.
basically.
Gotcha, covering that with black rock.
Yeah.
Just, I have no
I think that would be
opinion
fine.
on the matter.
I know they've got plenty to do.
Yeah.
If we do, I mean, do you want me to look at taking some sections out of that fencing? Do you have suggestions, or should we just go ahead and take a look at it and see what we think, or? Or we can, I can,
That hot.
I can just leave it alone and you guys can, you get time, you can walk there and we can talk about it
If you
again.
were gonna do that, my suggestion would be somewhere between those two fields, not behind the goals,
Yeah.
but between the two fields. Cause that's where people sit, right? Is,
Oh, I
yes,
see
or
what
your
you're saying.
mower is, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yes,
And then maybe like two kind of evenly spread on that far side.
As far as I.
No,
the
this
side
Sherry's
along
barn.
Sherry's barn.
Oh, yeah, Sherry side.
Yeah, Sherry's side.
Over here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that your horse over there? We walk over there all the time to see it.
We're some pony now.
I mean, you might have to
Kinda.
remove
Yeah.
something further down once the pickleball and stuff gets down there, so maybe space it between those fields and then
Two on
whatever
each,
makes sense,
two on each side,
a
maybe.
little further down, yeah. I don't know, does that mean replacing those holes so they don't have holes in them, you know, or what is that?
Oh, they will have holes left for the, yeah.
Yeah, maybe an end hole instead, or,
We can look at, we might come up with something,
Excuse me.
put some kind of trim over it or something.
There's a couple caps missing, so if we take out.
yeah, replace those.
It's true, we could take out a whole pole.
I
To make it
found them in
larger.
the,
Yeah.
found them in the hayfield,
Mhm.
but I haven't found them all. I found a couple that are crushed, so.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big blow off.
All right.
That's all I have.
Other business? Oh, I did have a question about pickleball. There's no lights. Or are there lights?
There, I don't believe there are, we don't have any lights
Okay,
included
so
now.
if at some point we decide for lights on pickleball, we're gonna have to revisit our
Or
rules for the
close
park.
too, cause yeah, that closes it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really-
Close the dusk or-
But. Having people there after dark, I'm just thinking about the people that live across
Yeah.
the street, like I
Yeah.
heard pickleball's noisy. Right, like, I think,
Tim will love us.
Yeah.
There
goes our-
Right across the-
There goes our ramp.
So,
next to the one in Greendale, where before it wasn't pickleball yet, it was just tennis, but you
Oh.
could, or like if there's ball
Yes.
fields, like ball games and stuff, they could get loud.
Yeah, because we've talked about lights around the trail, and we were like, hold on with the rules right now, or at places at dusk, and do we really wanna encourage that?
Yeah, we don't want them.
Yeah.
For now. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
well,
there'll be a time.
if you have lights at night, at least in Greendale. It attracts unwanted behaviors.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right,
So we'll hold to the March tenth for now, but with the potential maybe moving up to March third. If we have a chance, if we feel like we have a chance of putting all this together.
Yes.
When was that T-Mobile grant due by? The fourth? It's the fourth as
Oh,
well.
well, that was the AARP.
Yeah,
T-Mobile, I
Oh,
think, was
was it?
later in March.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you would need like a copy of our quote again,
Whatever you guys got, I would
okay,
see if you could organize it and we can meet
write up a letter and,
and yeah. So I might get some from Park Board, might need a letter if you guys are okay with that. I mean, we could maybe just mention that tonight and we can put it in the record and maybe I can vote Tom and have him sign a letter rather than having to make us all get together too.
right, okay.
Together. Maybe just a motion to approve the application with Dillsboro Summerball.
Mhm.
Anyone willing to make that?
I'll make a motion to approve the grant with the summer ball.
In a second, all in favor, say aye.
Right?
Okay, we're good.
You think you can?
Awesome.
We're done. We're finished.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
You got it.
That's well written. Second, all in favor. I saw Tom Walford went over to his visitation. He's doing